Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with a special guest, Tommy, for Tommy's Top Picks.
Hola.
We're going to open a box of Jumpstart.
Hey, 2022.
Yeah, the 22 version is pretty cool. The other box I opened was pretty fun. It had a Eldrazi pack, which I didn't even know was a thing.
And a pirate?
The pirate was awesome. The pirate was the win. Tommy brought the luck last time remotely. Let's see if he can bring the luck in person. Although he's not.
Fortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and you're not technically in person either, so you're still remote. Just a step closer, we'll say.
True.
Instead of through time and space as it was before, it's merely space. We're together in contemporaneously. That is. All right. Yeah. So these packs are a pain in the ass, but yeah, decided I'd open.
Are they different? Or is it just because they're bigger?
They have remember? The like inner plastic dealie, yeah. And these, and 22 does not have the pull tab. Now, to be fair, the pull tab on the first version wasn't particularly useful. Often was kind of useless.
As pull tabs tend to be.
Yeah. But at least they had something there. Let's see. And then special land, which does sell, and useless lands. I checked them out. They are useless. They will not sell.
Lands, yeah. Those lands. Like, I'm talking about full art lands.
Yeah, of course. The special lands will sell. But, yeah, not the red.
Are there special full art lands of this?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. In the first version, there we go. Circle of Loyalty. No idea.
First jumpsuit there was?
Yeah, there was. They had like the special border because they had M21s in them. Do you remember those M21 starter decks or whatever we played off? The Liliana and Garuk.
Are like the worst full art lands.
Yes, they are terrible, but people like them.
They hurt my eyes.
Did they really? I didn't think that was
as a
that
designer,
bad.
It's painful.
Got it. Okay.
It's just it's a little like bad 90s cringe.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I agree with that. I 100% agree.
There's
with
good
that.
90s cringe.
Yeah. I am down.
90s.
I'm down with that description. That is an accurate description. You were going to talk about your change of heart.
Yeah. So, well, kind of. I had. If you listen to the podcast, I talked about using TCG Player's beta collection tracker. I got about 6,000 cards in, and then decided that I didn't want to do that.
What made the decision?
Just the data and the information.
Classic. Do you remember this card? I remember this card.
I
do. I do like 22 for that. It goes through the sets we played a lot, so there's definitely little moments. True. Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
Where was I? I wasn't liking the data I was getting, not just because I didn't like the prices, but I just thought it was useless or not very useful.
Okay.
It would be useful if I was looking to sell it all like
as
TCG low. Yeah. But I'm not looking to do that. I'm more looking to just see what my collection looks like. And I think a much better, accurate representation would be through the collector app. See, that's COLLECTR.
Yeah, I use that.
There's an app and there's a web app now for it as well.
Oh.
Which is super handy.
Nice.
And they sync.
Oh, cool.
And
does it sync to prices and stuff at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it actually pulls from a combination of both TCG Player and eBay sales.
Oh, interesting.
To calculate its price.
Well, that's useful.
So you have a much more useful. It's about that price.
Yeah.
And it's not that far. Like I've noticed the commons and uncommons so far. Angels are always good.
Anime Angel. That's got to be worth something. It's got to be.
Double bonus.
Yeah.
I found just this information would be more useful, I feel.
Yeah.
Downside is it has access to less games, so I won't be able to put my rapidly growing Star Wars Unlimited collection in here.
Fair enough.
But, so that's the downside, but that's fine. I'm coming at that game from a player perspective, so there are other ways that I can keep track of that.
Sure.
And do I really need it in an app?
No.
And when the game becomes super successful and awesome and stands the test of time, then it'll eventually be added to the collector app.
That's right.
They'll be forced to.
Imagine what it's like 10 years from now.
Yeah. Or 4 years from now when it's no longer a game. Like some games that just got announced.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think about that? Let's have a little conversation.
MetaZoo's done.
Done for.
Unless someone wants to buy the IP.
Which I don't even know if it's available.
They basically offered it in the thing.
Yeah. It's not always that easy. Just from business perspective, there can be liens against the IP, which means, and they owe money everywhere.
It seems like it.
To buy that, well, yeah, I guess that's rumor. We don't really know for a fact.
I've been hearing it from multiple sources.
For a while.
There's been vocal players from one of the most recent events that still haven't gotten their payout.
Okay, so it's a thing. But
Chinese card producer.
Did they say something officially, or are you just taking that from the rumor?
Those are just from rumors.
Yeah, okay.
Those are all rumors.
Yeah, take that as it is. But if it's true,
I've heard them from multiple.
Yeah, exactly.
It could just be repeating the same.
It's probably true, but if it's true, typically that kind of vendor, because my portfolio companies have. Ooh, I don't think I've seen this one before. Have manufacturing partners, and when they go under, which does happen in the startup world, what a shock. There's often liens on various parts of the company. And if the lien, like if they took loans, if they took anything, then that means the IP is restricted under that debt. And basically to buy the IP off of them, you have to pay the debt off. Or usually it's a portion of the debt. To be fair, most of them have some sort of workout where it's like you buy the debt for pennies on the dollar. Because at that point, it's
better than getting.
Yeah, the creditor's like, whatever. Give me any money and I will give this to you, because to me it's a dumpster fire, right?
Yeah.
So there is that. That is a possibility. But I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. It would be interesting.
Why do you say that?
Just because the damage to the brand. It's got a lot of toxic feels to it. And the IP is mostly public stuff, or at least the interesting part about it is mostly public stuff, because Cryptids is a public thing. Now their image of Mothman is their IP, but just do it differently, Like you could take the same concept and reboot the whole idea. Heck, you could even call it Meta Cryptids. I don't know. You get something terribly close, and it would still be fine. And you could grab the same people, and you could do a lot of stuff to make it feel like it was a reboot without it being directly tied or having to pay anything. So why wouldn't you just do that? Is my view, non-professional view with some professional background. Because I haven't dug into this, so I'm guessing. I'm making very bold guesses here without any data. But those would be the things I'd look into if it was some sort of workout I had to deal with, which I do quite a lot of those these days. The markets are in a bad shape, and a lot of companies are struggling.
Is this a common thing for this type of year?
Like an election year, you're thinking, or what's this type of year?
January.
That would be a month.
Time of year.
Oh, time of year. You cut out there. No, I don't think January is a particularly bad month. There are business cycles, and there are times of year that are probably worse than others. I don't recall January being a specific one, though. Usually I think it's fall is where it's the most common, like, market crashes are in the fall. Like, was it Bloody October? And there's been multiple.
Not market crashes necessarily, but like businesses going under.
Well, businesses go under when stock markets crash, so they're correlated in that statement. Sure. Yeah, I mean, there are cycles, and there is probably some sort of like micro pattern around, like yearly Januaries are slower because, say, Christmases didn't sell, therefore you have to do layoffs because you didn't build up enough capital. You know what I mean? Like there is probably a yearly business cycle. Like if you took every retail into account, everything into account, but I don't know what it is. But from an industry downsizing, which I feel is what's happening in collectibles, that is typically more of a large cycle, super cycle. I don't know if super cycle is the right term. A more large business cycle of like 4-year periods, 3-year period. We've talked about it before. It's like 3 years, right? Is the first test. 7 years is the second test. And so if a industry booms around COVID, right, and a dozen games come out kind of staggered, then you'll get, it's like a bell curve, right? A chunk of them will fall off at 3 years, and then another chunk will fall off at 7, right? So yes, there is a business cycle to that sort of thing, and that's where we're at. We're at the
year 4.
Year 4, right? 2021 is really when it all started, like getting big. You know, obviously you had the leaders like your Fabs coming out in, what was it, 19?
19.
But Sorcery just came out, right? So there's that bell curve of releases, and then you go with their start time versus, you know, everything else. So, oh man, I suck. I wasn't paying attention. I hate when I do that. Oh, so bad. That was a lot. Okay.
We're upside down.
Well, I did that on purpose so I could see the symbol. There's a faster way to sort. I've been sorting a lot of cards, Tommy. I have been sorting and sorting. I got one of those sorting trays you recommended to me a million years ago.
Yeah, they're great.
And they are, in fact, great. You are 100% right. I should have listened to you a long time ago. Yeah. Yep.
It saves a lot of time.
It really does.
Just because you don't have to be careful about your placement. The piles stay safe.
It really helps. You're right. You have been right the whole time, and I ignored it, and that was a mistake on my part. One of many of the things Tommy has recommended that I ignored for years and then finally did it, and I was like, shit, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Whoop. Shit. Oh, what else is going on in the TCG world? Anything fun or fancy? What about the comic world? What's happening there? I haven't listened to you and Murphy in a while.
Comics, yeah.
Give me a rough overview of the latest cool thing that happened.
Marvel relaunched the Ultimate Universe.
I don't know.
Jonathan Hickman is behind it, and he's one of my favorite writers. The Ultimate Universe is like, imagine they rebooted the Marvel Universe with the same characters, but slightly different, in a world that's not connected to all the other books, so that they can kind of go off and do crazy things that they wouldn't normally do in their mainline book, in their main continuity, so they can take more risks. It's not like permanent story stuff, even though they always just fix permanent story stuff with time stuff.
Snow Lands. These are actually a hit. Those are actually valuable. They actually sell. I'll take your Kaldheim bulk, man. I really will. I asked for it like a while ago.
I have a bunch.
I will take it. Anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay, so don't sort that then?
I mean, that's fine if you don't want to. Or sort it if you want to have an idea of what you're getting into, and then we can talk about it, whatever.
Yeah, I'll get to that shortly.
So I get it. So it's a nice reboot. It lets them reset some stories, build some different stories that would not be consistent with how the world was set up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And they kicked it off with Spider-Man and.
What's the style of this writer that you like?
It's funny. Last week, Murphy pulled out this page in an X-Men book that was just all. It was basically a flow chart and then a bunch of graphs.
Okay.
And that's what he uses to set things up. Like, he will put those in the comic just to give you context for what's about to happen, because so much stuff happens.
Okay. Weird. Is he...
But he does it in, like, all of his books. Like, even his independent books. One of my favorite independent books, East of West.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote that. And every couple chapters, you'll just see a bunch of, like, straight text blocks giving you context to the world.
Interesting. That's very weird. But I think I can see how that could be cool.
It's just like, I need to give you this high overview synopsis of the world you're about to enter.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you might miss something, or something may not make sense. Because usually I would skip those pages because I was like, that's a lot of reading. I don't know a comic book.
But this sets it up so much.
Then I would start reading and be like, maybe I should go back and read that. So it's a bunch of world building.
Got it. That's cool. All right, we're on the last pack, Tommy. You gotta give me luck. It's holy, so there could be a really valuable angel in here. I actually don't know if there's a really valuable angel in this set. Give me the Tommy holy guacamole luck. Nope, it's not. It's not mythic. Righteous Valkyrie is a good card though. I know I sell these, so nothing. And another one of the Emancipation Angels. That's got to be something. All right, you remember that card? God, I remember.
No.
Faith's Fetter? You used to do that on me all the damn time.
I don't know. Maybe it's new art.
No, that's the art. I don't remember what set it was. You had a white weenie deck that was annoying as hell, and you used that all the damn time.
That was very early on.
It was. It was very early on. It was, yes. All right. I guess I'll cut it and go find out the value of all this stuff. And we'll be right back, I guess. All right?
Sounds good.
And we are back. This was a good
You're
box.
welcome.
I was about to say, Tommy did it again. It wasn't just Ugin. It was Tommy. Tommy does it. I told you when I did the pirate that Tommy brings the luck. I was not lying. I've proven it live. Our science has proven it to be a fact.
For science.
For science, we did the experiment, and Tommy's presence really worked. So let's go through it. These are the highest value cards. I think most of them were over $10. It's a nice chunk. One of them was 40 something. God, do you remember what I said? $40.97 for, which one is it? Oh no, did I mix up my piles? I might have mixed up my piles. No, is it this one? No, Ashcroft. No. Yep, I mixed up my piles. I don't know where it ended up. There it is, that one. This one's $40. Crap, I mixed up my piles. These are the $10 plus value cards. These are the ones that are above $2. And then these are like $1 to $2 basically. And then finally, these ones are above 5 cents, but under $1. And there's quite a few good ones in there. For a grand spanking total of thank you, Tommy, $147.22. That was a crazy box. That was the best box I've ever opened. Again, science has proven that Tommy is good luck.
It's just science.
It's just science. I mean, you got to trust the data. A 1 of 1 sample size proves Tommy is good luck. Although, honestly,
no,
I was about to say we have a lot more sample size. Our sample size is large. How many fables do you have, Tommy?
Yeah, and I was here when you pulled the one fable you did pull.
That's right. It's true.
It wasn't even for you.
Yeah, it wasn't, but it's okay. I like that. All right. Well, that's that for this. Anything you want to close on, Tommy?
No.
All right.
Have fun, play games.
Yeah. Hope you guys are out there cracking packs, playing games, enjoying this hobby that we love. Until next time, have a good one.